Hey everybody, it's Kira and welcome back to my channel. So today I have my wrap up for the One Readathon to roll them all, as well as a little bit of tome topples. So I had so much fun doing these readathons. The vlog for them will be coming very soon, and yeah, I can just tell you what I read in the last 2 weeks. So I'll start off with my book for the tome topple readathon, which is reading large books over 500 pages, and I did read one book for that, which fulfilled the challenges of being part of a series and reading an adult tome, and that is Wildcat by J.P. Harker. I will have a review coming for this, so you can hear even more in-depth thoughts about that when that comes, but this is a really cool fantasy book about this woman who is just kind of surviving in her tribe, and then her husband gets killed and then has to go and live with the people who like took over her tribe, and like it's just full of craziness. It is an adult book and there are some sex scenes that I did not appreciate in there, but overall I thought it was really well done. It was really well written and I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad that I read it, and I'm really interested in reading the second book in the series. So for the One Readathon to roll them all, I chose to do the Nomadic Travelers Challenge, which is to kind of pick and choose what challenges you wanted to do. This fulfilled the challenge of Lorien, which is to read a book not published by the 5 main publishing companies. This is actually a self-published book, so I completed that challenge with this. Next up for the challenge of Mordor, which is to read a conclusion to a series, I read Return of the King by J.R.R. Tolkien, which is fitting because, you know, Lord of the Rings readathon and all. I had to read this for my Tolkien class, so now all I have to do for that class is write my paper and then I'm done. But as you can see, tabbed quite a bit of it. This is just such a good book. I don't really know what else to say about it other than it's just fantastic. It's just so well written. It's the last book in this trilogy. It's just has such good scenes in here, and I heartily enjoyed my reread of this. Next up for the challenge of Rohan, which is to read a book with a female main character, I read Grace and Fury by Tracy Banghart. This is about 2 sisters. One is training to be a Grace, which is just like the ideal woman and it's just like meek and doesn't talk back to people and whatnot. And the other one is kind of her servant in a way, but has a lot more fire. And then when they go to get chosen for Graces, the sister who is not training to be Grace actually ends up getting chosen, and the other sister gets sent away to a prison on a misunderstanding. But I liked this book. I thought it was more okay. I'm interested to read the sequel. I do want to read the sequel to find out what happens. But I just found it was like super, almost too fast-paced. Like I feel like there could have been more character development, and it just was missing a little something. I really almost didn't like the sister who ended up staying, who was fiery at first, but then who ended up staying in the castle, just because she got thrown into court intrigue, and it wasn't my favorite part. Also, if you've read Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, there's a twist that's like that book that is in this book. So I don't know, I didn't really enjoy that part as much, but the sister who got thrown to the prison, I loved those parts so much more, because you got to see her really grow as a character, and I feel like you didn't get to see that as much with the other sister. But overall, solid book. Interested in reading the sequel, but just not my favorite. Then for the challenge of Minas Tirith, which is just to read any fantasy book, I read Ash Princess by Laura Sebastian, and I loved this book. I was not expecting to love it as much as I did, but I really, really enjoyed it. So this is about a girl whose country gets taken over, and she is the princess, but she's kept as a captive and made to basically just like go along with this country that has taken over her land, and they like make her wear this crown a lot of times that just like crumbles into ash while it's on her. And I just thought that was so cool. There's a lot of symbolism of like the ash and the fire and like all that stuff. But I seriously enjoyed this book. I really liked how it all ended up happening. I don't even like know what else to say other than like it was just such a good book. Like I am so excited to read the second book. And last but certainly not least, I reread An Ember in the Ashes by Sabatir. This fulfilled 3 challenges. The first one being The Shire, which is to reread a favorite fantasy, which, like, this is my favorite book of all time. Fangorn, which is to read a book that has magical supernatural creatures, and this one definitely does. And Gondor, which is to read a book with POC representation, and Laia is just the perfect main character for that. So it's just such a good book. I can't explain it. This is the third time rereading it this year. But it was the first time rereading it since Reaper at the Gates came out, and there was a big character reveal in Reaper that I was really interested to see how that would play out in this book, like knowing what I do now about it, and oh my goodness, there's so much that like throws you off, that like makes the character reveal in the third book just so mind-blowing, because there's no way you would ever consider it being that person. So this time for my reread, I did end up taking notes. I'm going to try and find one. I did end up writing in it a little bit. I can't find any. Oh, I found one. So like, I just put like, this is the first time that it happens. That's just what it looks like. So I just like underlined or wrote some notes and things in here. But I just love this book. It's just so good. So I made it. I did the challenges. That was a bad sentence. I got the ring to Mordor. I fulfilled all of the challenges that I needed to, and I am so happy. This readathon was so much fun, so thank you to everybody who put this readathon on. I love doing this readathon, honestly. And you can watch out for my vlog, hopefully coming soon, to find out my process in reading all of these books. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to follow me on social media, all my links are in the description as always. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.